From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the New Orleans Saints. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
What now? You ready? Get this one.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
From the 29, Carr. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
To throw is Carr, and that's knocked away and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here's the Raiders punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line. Ready. Right there in the middle, 55. Let's go, tackle, let's go. We got this.
Throwing on first down, Houston. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Looking to throw. Houston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, Houston. That'll be complete to Cook. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A safety with a sack there, LaMarcus Joyner. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Houston. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Looking long for Thomas. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. All right, there's no doubt about it. People are wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleading.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Nelson Aguilar, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point from McManus is good, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down,
Caused all of that.
it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Anthony Lynn, sensing the play clock running out, will call for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 1st down, Houston. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get 15 and a Saints 1st down.
Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Operating from the gun, Houston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Brandon Marshall.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz, and the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
I'm coming after you.
Back to throw. Houston, he's going to loft one deep left side here. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Give them 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Right Monday. Shit. Right there. 6-6. Pull it high.
Now on second and 13. Carr. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, first down. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. The tackle there by LaMarcus Joyner.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 4th down. The kick by McManus is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Looking for Woods that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again, Houston. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And he'll be brought down around the 7-yard line. Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Here's Jacobs. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
One more time with Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. McManus's point after is good. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 there, and a New Orleans 1st down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On the ground, Kamara. They can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot.
From the gun, Houston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Markel Lee gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack there to Arden Key. So, Charles, why in the world do you take that risk there?
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface, but I've been around enough of these coaches and enough of these meetings along the way. Sometimes they're so confident in a play call that they don't care about the situation. They think that that play, at that time, they're going to run it and pick up whatever they need. So maybe that's what influenced him there. I'm guessing because I have no other explanation.
Yeah, that's tough. Own side of the field, that chunk of yardage to pick up. Head scratcher. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Carr. Aguilar has it. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the 1st down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Carr to throw again. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
51 to Mike. 51 to Mike. 694.
Throwing again. Carr, a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Saints take over 1st and 10.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good for the Saints. First down.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now, so as you mentioned.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. On first down, Jacobs. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Trey Hendrickson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. To throw, it's Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by John Johnson. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Let's go now. Come on, 15 running. 15 running. Block 54. Block 54.
Tighten up. Tighten up. Pull it together.
To throw on 2nd down. Houston. And he'll find his target. Woods. It's complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No
yardage. Okay.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Houston. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. Here's Thomas Morstead now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And he's going to let it go deep. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Now McManus for the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Raiders 24, Saints nothing. Brandon McManus set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Houston. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going to try and throw. Open man is Michael Thomas. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Brought down back at the 31-yard line.
Cut. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. Switch up.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Houston. And now off to the races down the right side. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Well, this has just been obviously a dreadful day for him throwing the football. Now 4 interceptions. This one leads to 6 points going the other direction. Tough.
Yeah, it is, and this feels old school to me because you never really took out your starting quarterback back in the good old days. No matter what was going on, he was your guy, and you rode him for better or for worse. In today's football, usually we got a backup who's warmed up and is coming to the game, so you can see an old school approach here that's not really benefiting them at this point. We all know that teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, It has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Houston. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. From the corner, it was Kendall Fuller with a sack.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Houston. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Gonna throw right side here, complete. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back now here live in New Orleans. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a gain of 16 yards. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 8. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brandon Marshall picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Looks good on the extra point. And the lead is down to 24. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
First and 10.
On first and 10, Houston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Joseph came roaring in on the safety blitz. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Looking to throw. Houston. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that. And look, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
On fourth down, Houston. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll run on first down. It's Jacobs. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Down to the 25. The tackle there by John Johnson. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down.
Brandon McManus on for the field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Raiders, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.